Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and what is this? Friday reveal, sneak peeks all week. Oh my god, what could this be, ladies and gentlemen? What the hell could this be? Also, kind of a bit cryptic, but I think we can maybe work out what this is. So, this is Charlet Chung. She is the voice actress for D.Va, and she follows a load of people from Blizzard and all of that stuff. That's all to be expected. What the hell is she doing at Blizzard? What is going on? What's going to happen on Friday? What are these teasers going to be about? Well, there's two things this could be about. The first one is maybe we're going to get more information on the next hero, and maybe D.Va is somehow involved in that. If you look at the timeline, we're actually kind of on track right now for a new sort of EFI style teaser for the next hero. Arissa's been out for over 4 months, I think. But we're pretty much around that time frame where, yeah, we need a bit more information on what the next hero is going to be. So maybe D.Va is involved in that some way. Maybe Hammond is going to start showing up on the scene a bit more. Who knows? Maybe it's even Doomfist related. The other way of looking at this is it's the start of the second season of Overwatch cinematics. Now, these could also be used to tease a new hero. Maybe it turns up in the cinematic or whatever the hell goes on. We don't really know. It's going to be very interesting because, of course, the way that they do these cinematics for Overwatch is they do them in blocks. So the first season's finished, and we're going to go into the second season now, and I assume we'll get a cinematic maybe soon, and then we'll get one at Gamescom in maybe a month's time, possibly. Who knows? Anyway, let's talk about the massive changes that are about to hit live with the Horizon Lunar Colony patch. So these are the Roadhog changes. So basically, he's got 20% reduced head hit shot box, his bullet damage is decreased by 33%, his fire rate has been increased by 30%, and his clip size has gone up by 1. This means Rodhog is dead. He is absolutely dead in the way you play him right now. You cannot play Rodhog how you currently play him on live, right? And when I say currently play him on live, depending on when you're watching this video, this change has probably already gone through because this is slated for today, the very day that this video is going live. So yeah, that is the 20th of, is it July we're in? No, it's June. Yeah, June. Dates different. No, it's July, is it? I don't know when it is. Whatever month it is. Yeah, take that. So what's going on with Rodhog? Well, Jeff actually made a quite interesting comment a couple of days ago, and it was in response to remember the forum post where he was a little bit abrasive to that person? Well, that person was giving a lot of feedback on Widowmaker and was apparently having a bad time with Widowmaker being one-shotted and all of that stuff. And Jeff actually said, we're seeing a lot more Widowmaker being used on the ladder. Now you're probably thinking, Sty, why the hell are you even telling me about Widowmaker? It's supposed to be about Roadhog. Well, the thing is, Widowmaker can instantly kill people, and Jeff clearly said they do not like heroes that can instantly kill people. It's not fun. So what have they done to Rodhog? They've removed his ability to instantly kill 200, 250 HP, and even in some cases, higher HP heroes. What does that mean for Rodhog? Well, it means Rodhog is no longer the super solo ladder hero. I've done this. You've probably done this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a Rodhog main, you've definitely done this. You go around on crazy flanks. You go on missions. You don't care. You can just operate on your own. You're a massive target with a load of health. You can output a massive load of spike damage. You can hook people. Hell, you could get them with a beautiful combo. Alternate fire, hook, primary fire, melee. That is going to kill loads of people. But even if you don't hit them with the alternate fire first, you're just going to hit them with the hook. You're going to... You might even just primary fire them and not even melee them. Most of the time, that will kill people. And what is the single best thing you can do in Overwatch is remove an enemy player from the team fight. What does Rodhog do? Removes enemy players instantly. Massively powerful. Now, there's going to be arguments about this all day and night. Should Rodhog have ever been able to do that? He's a tank. Look at him. He should not be going around one-shotting people. I mean, here, this is actually a very good highlight there of the difference in Rodhog. Look at that. Reaper, I hooked him, but Reaper didn't care because Reaper is now the counter to Rodhog. And we'll get onto Reaper in a second, but look at that. I hooked him, shot him, and he just didn't care. He just blasted me. He was like, whatever, die Rodhog. So it's going to be a bit of a shock to the system for Rodhog players. You're going to need to adapt, and adapt in a very subtle way to make Rodhog more sort of usable. Like, do I think he's dead? Like, this is the thing. I don't think he's dead. He's just not going to be as crazy powerful as he was before. He can still output a lot of damage. In fact, on paper, he can still output the same quantity of damage, and I don't know what that Rodhog player is doing there. But this is what happens on PTR, ladies and gentlemen. People think, well, it'd be funny if I just walk onto the point and not actually play the game. So yeah, on paper, if you're firing into a barrier, new Rodhog and old Rodhog, pretty similar in damage, right? To the point of, like, it's negligible. But that's not what the change is all about with Rodhog. The change is to stop Rodhog one-shotting people. And it's going to be very difficult for you to go around and just operate on your own. What you're going to have to do now is use Rodhog as part of the team. He's going to have to be a tank that stays with the team, or at least works with another DPS. Because when he hooks somebody, he's going to need help to kill that target, unless it's a really low target. In a lot of cases where Rodhog sometimes can kill the target, in the same sort of 50-50 kind of chance, they will escape with minimal health. Like, you watch me kill that Hanzo there. He was already low, so I was able to kill him. But if he was full HP Hanzo, he's going to run away, or he's at least going to get away from me. I'm not really going to be able to kill him. It's going to take a couple of follow-up shots to sort of work that out. On the other hand, the fact that Rodhog can now fire much more quicker or faster, that's not even English, it's much more quicker, means that he's slightly better in some other situations. So if there are a lot of low HP targets around, you can spray damage about much more effectively than you could before. Or if you've got a low HP tracer jumping all over the place and you just need to clip her to get a bit of damage on her to kill her, now you can do that easier than you could before, because before you had to land the shot with that really slow rate of fire Rodhog had. It was still doable, obviously, and it still did much more damage per hit, but now you can sort of spray. So Rodhog is not dead. The old Rodhog as we know it is totally dead. This new Rodhog needs to play with his team more. That's the only way I can explain it. Just sit with your team, and I think you're still going to be quite effective as Rodhog. I guess when it comes down to it, it's going to be the case of, is Rodhog going to be as effective as D.Va? D.Va is one right now who is really powerful, and all of her power is centered in her defense matrix, essentially. Being able to toggle that on and off is really powerful, and the questions will be, do we really need a Rodhog when we can take a D.Va? It's going to be very interesting to see how all of this plays out, I think. So we're going to have to, well, we're just going to have to see. Like, it's difficult to tell off the PTR what's going to happen when it goes live. We can only make guesses, but I think after playing Rodhog quite a bit, that's probably what's going to have to happen, especially when the PTR hog goes live, which it should be live right now, depending on whenever you're watching this video. Like, if you're watching this video, it's just gone live. It's not, because the patch isn't out. Anyway, McCree, this is an interesting one. So you can see McCree there. Basically what he does, I'm about to show you in a second in this video clip, is his Deadeye locks on quicker, and it does more damage faster. So what that means is, if you're trying to kill a target who's fast moving or low HP, it's quite usable, because you can whip it out and almost use it like a you can almost use it like a quick draw. So fast moving targets like tracers and people who are coming around or trying to get on top of you, where is this commentary going? You can pop the Deadeye, and a lot of the time you'll be able to kill them. Before you couldn't do that because it was much slower to lock on, and also it didn't do as much damage as it was sort of locking on. Like, basically you can fire faster at targets and do damage to them quicker. And also I can't aim at this Mercy. I'm sure I spammed the camera. I'm sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen, if that made you feel ill. So yeah, McCree is going to be okay. This is a buff. It's a straight up buff to McCree. Doesn't really make him any worse. It actually makes him better. Are we going to see crazy things with McCree? Possibly. We'll probably see a lot of what is known as Electric Cowboy. I spoke about this in a previous video as well. Basically what that is you nano boost the McCree, and he will lock on even faster with Deadeye, which is going to make for a pretty mean sort of combo. That's going to be almost up there with Soldier 76 Nano Visor levels of combo power, although I don't think it's going to be quite at that level, because of course if people are standing behind barriers and stuff, well then Deadeye's not really going to do anything, and you still do light up like a Christmas tree, and you still move really, really slow. Now the next one I want to talk about is Reaper. Now Reaper's a very, very interesting one, probably the most interesting one out of all of these changes. Hog is kind of more of a sad case, I guess, just because of the way Hog's going to change, but Reaper has now become what he has always wanted to become. That is the anti-tank character. I mean, he still has one of the worst abilities in the game, that is his teleport, which is pretty much completely useless. But what does he do now? Well, he now regains 20% of all damage done as health, and he no longer has soul globes. This is beautiful. Again, I've showed this off in videos before, but what this is going to do for Reaper is mean that he can just go into a fight, and he's almost got quite a bit of, well, I mean, his self-sustain is quite strong, so it means he can operate inside a fight. He can take on Rodhog 1v1. Rodhog can no longer kill Reaper unless Reaper is very low before the fight starts. It's just not going to be possible. Like, Rodhog can just, well, he'll just die. Reaper is going to be extremely effective against, he's going to be very effective against D.Va, because you can just rip through D.Va when she's defense matrixing. Who cares? Because when she starts damaging you, you damage her back. And I think in some cases you can almost heal yourself more than what actually the damage is coming into you, especially when you're taking a 1v1 with a D.Va. Rodhog, like I said, you can destroy. Reinhardt you can destroy. Winston you can destroy. And it might be really interesting for the game, this, because we could go into a period of seeing a lot of Reaper being used to counter the dive comps. Now, dive is very prevalent in the game right now, so teams that are built around Winston diving in fast into the backline, trying to do massive damage with D.Vas and Lucios and God knows what. Reaper can just sort of hard counter that, because Reaper's still got a massive problem. The fight has to come to Reaper. He cannot go to the fight. So if the fight comes to Reaper, he's just going to win. And that is a major buff for Reaper. What this means is there's going to be a lot of times where you can play Reaper now. Reaper is the least used character, I think, I think Reaper and Orisa are the least used characters in the game right now. Definitely Reaper is at the bottom. And the reason for that is he's just not effective. Like, he has no range, he can't get into the fight, and he's got no sustain. The difference is now the PTR Reaper, which is about to go live, has sustain. And this Reaper is going to be able to do, well, like massive quantities of work when the fight comes to him, and it's going to be very interesting to see where this goes. I don't think we're going to go back to the days of the Beyblade meta where Reaper was used with the Ana Nano boost, where you basically hit the Reaper got the speed buff, and he speeded straight into the enemy team, hit Death Blossom, and just killed everybody. That's not going to happen because we don't have the speed buff on Nano boost anymore, but you could see things with Lucio, maybe speed boost in the Reaper to get into a fight is going to be extremely deadly. If the fight's got to come to the Reaper, it's going to be very deadly. What I'm trying to think of is like control point maps on the final point is going to be very strong Reapers. Even on the first point of some of these maps, like I can see him being used a lot on Temple of Anubis second point. You've got to go into that point. Reaper is going to be massively strong there because he's just going to be able to blast through people. There's so much sustain. There'll be so many targets. So I think there's definitely going to be maps where Reaper is going to be used. And I guess that's the wider thing with Overwatch balance. You're never really going to be able to use heroes all of the time. There are some heroes which you kind of can, right? Your soldiers, your tracers are pretty much usable on every map. But for a lot of the other heroes, they're going to have situations where they're very strong. And I definitely think Reaper is going to go really, really strong on some points. But overall, his general use is going to go up. So if you are a Reaper main, I would rejoice, ladies and gentlemen. So just to recap all of this, it looks like we're going to get some sort of major reveal on Friday. That's going to be very interesting. What could that be? Possibly a cinematic, which highlights the new character, or some sort of teaser as to what the new character could be. Maybe a new ARG, we don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. What we do know is that later on in the day, the Horizon Lunar Colony patch will go live. When that goes live, are we going to get more teasers? Are we going to get more information on what's going on? Will the Horizon Lunar Colony go straight into the competitive match pool? Because it's been very hard to test this map, because it's just like on the PTR, like you've seen in these various clips I've been showing you. I mean, there was a Roadhog just walking onto the point. It's very difficult to test the balance of this map, so we'll have to find out on live. So it's going to be interesting to play this on live, just to see how teams function on the map, because I don't know, it's just going to be interesting. And yeah, the McCree buff is just a straight up buff. So if you're a McCree player, this is a good first step, but I still think he probably needs something a little bit more. And Reaper really needs his E ability changing, because it's terrible. That teleport is terrible. All right, guys, I'm Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and do follow me on Twitter. It is beautiful. In fact, we went over 100,000 followers recently, which is awesome. And yeah, join the Discord, which is discord.gg/UnitLost. And I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Toodaloo.